Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name's Paul Reed, I'm a professional photographer. I've come out of the studio today because it's a nice day, so I think I just wanted to get out the house basically. I just want to talk to you today about film photography. Now, I came up through the film photography era before digital, and you know, once things switched to digital, I switched like most people did. Now, I've been kind of meaning to return to film for quite a long time now, but it's just something that I've always put on the back burner because I was worried. I was worried that maybe I'd got a little bit lazy with things. What we can do with digital cameras now afterwards is, you know, it's ridiculous. You know, all this cropping we can do after the effect, so you can almost just pick a camera up and, you know, take a snap and crop afterwards. There's that many megapixels. So I'm not saying that's what I was doing, but there's such a lot of leeway for making mistakes, maybe for not framing things up right, or even the exposure. I mean, you can underexpose, you know, by a lot of stops on the Leica Q2 monochrome. So this return to film is something which I've almost been a little bit afraid of doing. However, I have returned to film again and I'm really excited about it. So the first camera which I started to use since returning to film was this Nikon FM2. I had to look at even the name of it because I'm still not completely familiar with it. But this is an excellent camera to use for film. I've just got a standard 50mm lens on there, and I've shot on this, and you know, I've really liked the results, but also I've really enjoyed using it. It's just such an excellent camera to use. Now, it was only a matter of time before this happened. I'm so predictable. Yes, I know it's another Leica, and it's an M6, which again, that's a very popular camera at the moment with people, and always has been a popular camera, to be honest. So I do feel a little bit predictable getting an M6 rather than like an MP or an MA or something like that. But this camera has been such a pleasure to use. I took it on, you know, it was just a little beach trip, to be honest, with my girlfriend, and then of course, as usual, I end up saying, right, I'm going to take your picture. Anybody that's around me knows that if you're with me at any point, the camera's coming out and I'm going to want to take either a portrait or something like that of you. So this is just such a pleasure to use, and to be honest, I feel totally liberated from digital at the moment. That thing of just not being able to see what's on the back screen, and then also just the wait, rather than getting that instant gratification. I like just kind of taking the pictures and then moving on to the next shots. That is just something that I forgot what a good feeling that is. But the shots that I took on the beach, I'm just over the moon with, from a 35mm rangefinder. I love the photos, but I love the experience almost as much as the actual results themselves. So I used Ilford FP4 for those images, and the reason why I did that was because I'd ran a little test film through the camera, and I just went with what everybody seems to get these days, Tri-X. So I bought the Tri-X and I used it, and to be honest, I don't think it's for me. I did used to always shoot either Ilford HP5 if I wanted that kind of faster speed, grainy film, or FP4 if I wanted things a little, you know, for maybe like a bit more portrait stuff and things like that, something with a little bit more detail. So anyway, I'm over the moon with the photography that I did that day, and it just felt so good to take them on this. Now, I realise that this is not a Leica lens that's on here. It's a Voigtlander. It's that 35mm colour scope R, or however you pronounce it, 2.5 lens. But do you know what? The compact nature of this is just ideal for street photography and just for a carry everywhere camera. And you know, I love a carry everywhere camera. Now, I probably will get into a bit of medium format as well. I miss having that Pentax 6.7 that I had all those years ago, and I am looking out for one of those, or a Mamiya RB 6.7 would be good. But what I've noticed with these waist level finders is I'm just not tall enough to be using a waist level finder. It cuts another half of me off, and I'm not tall as it is, so for portraits and things I'm shooting up their noses sometimes because it's just lowering the viewpoint way too much. Now look, you might be thinking, look, I'd like to get into film photography, but I can't be bothered waiting for my films to come back developed and scanned, and also you don't want that extra cost. Digital's free, of course. However, it's really easy to just develop your own films at home and scan them yourself as well. You don't need a lot of equipment to do that. Back in my day, we used to have develop a stop bath and then fix and then wash the films. Now these days Cine still do a fantastic developer that does everything all in one, and it only takes about 5 minutes. The pictures that I took on the beach, these ones that I'm going to show you, I got home, developed them, and then I could look to make sure that everything had came out, and I got so excited about it because there's the excitement of seeing have the photos came out, did it work, did I expose them correctly, and all of that sort of stuff. But I developed them and then just hung them up to dry, and then the next day I scanned them all in. Now you don't have to scan every single image in. You can just quickly kind of go through them and just do like a scan which isn't the full res scan, have a look at and think, nah, that's a rubbish photo, let's not scan that one, and then only scan the images that you really like. So it doesn't take up as much time as what you think to do your own developing and scanning. Let me know if you want to know a bit more about all of this, because I'd be happy to do a little video showing my process of how I basically develop the films and all of that sort of stuff. If you're interested in that sort of thing, it could be that you couldn't care less and you just want me to go back to my Leica Q2 monochrome. But I will be shooting again with that camera and other cameras. However, for a while I think I'll be sticking to the Leica M6. So I'm going to show you those images now that I took at the beach, and I'm really pleased with them. The Leica M6 was just a pleasure to use, and I'm just so pleased that I'm shooting film again. Before I show you those images, I just want to thank everybody that's become a member of the channel so far. If you want to be a member, then you just go over to the About section and go to support the channel. There's discount on all sorts of things. I've got an online magazine that's going to be getting produced, and that'll be something that you get discount on. I've got a book coming out, and then also you get discount on my online workshops and my mentorship programs. If you want an online workshop, then also just go to the link in the description and I'll be happy to help you out there. Enjoy the photos.